These are the children of Chernobyl. They weren't born during the disaster or even soon after, but they are its legacy. 70% of the radiation from Chernobyl fell on Belarus. Years later, according to UNICEF, 20% of teens there suffer from disabilities or chronic disease. Thousands live in institutions. We asked the non-profit Chernobyl Children's International, or CCI, to film a recent volunteer mission to Belarus. In 1996, a decade after the disaster, CNN went to Chernobyl, finding many questions and few answers.
It's certainly enough radiation here to contaminate those mice. What are the consequences of long-term exposure? We just like to know is how much it takes before it's a hazard for humans.
16 years later, there are still no clear answers as to why so many kids born outside the exclusion zone well after Chernobyl are so sick.
We see a lot of cerebral palsy and neural tube defects. A number of them have intellectual disabilities such as Down syndrome.
What we do know, up to 5 million still live in so-called contaminated territory. They eat food grown there, they drink the water, food and water that most countries still won't import. According to the World Health Organization, residents do have higher rates of some cancers, high rates of malnutrition, and few ways to make a living. Often, their biggest enemy is despair.
Children were removed from a home where the parents did not have the resources to take care of them, in many cases because the parents might have had issues with alcoholism or with poverty.
Whether they're victims of radiation, a devastated economy, or other factors, CCI has one wish for these children: a family.
One of our really important programs we call Home of Hope. These are families that agree to take in 10 children who used to live in an orphanage. Donations of sponsors allow us to put together homes with real parents and real siblings.
And in the meantime, to let them know they're not forgotten.
Hold them, love them. It's very simple things that children need just to make them happy.
Kiss for the camera.